I'm Chris. I'm a Master's of Information Systems student, and I'm on track. I chose the MSIS program because it's so cutting edge. You know, it's one of the fastest growing fields in the industry, and you know, the information systems of only 5 years ago, you know, almost seem archaic compared to today's, and I just loved how fast-paced the industry is and how quickly it moves. You know, each year you're going to be doing something new, you're going to be learning something new, and you know, I just really like the idea of being part of, you know, the technological breakthroughs that are just right around the corner. So the program accommodates, you know, a bunch of different routines. I'm a full-time student and I work part-time, but you could just as well do it the other way around. So in the morning, I go to my other job, work part-time. In the afternoons, you know, I take class in the afternoon, class in the evening. You know, the program's really helpful in that way. You can take them, you know, any time of the day. Before and after class is spent meeting with the group. Each class you have a group project, so you talk with them, and then you know, a couple times a week, you have a capstone group project, and you know, I meet with them. So you can best prepare by just doing hands-on experience. You know, the industry is very hands-on, and you can find a ton of different software online that's used by industry professionals every day. You can find free tutorials, you know, learn it, get your hands wet with it, and yeah, you can just go from there. There's also certifications you can do, and a lot of different classes are built around those certifications. So if you do, you know, Security Plus, Network Plus, when it becomes time to take those classes, you know, you're going to be one step ahead of the game. You're going to be set. If they're considering the program, they need to do research first. There's so many different areas you could go into, but each area is highly specialized and it's very fast-paced. So you need to, you know, make sure that you want to work in that kind of environment, that it's moving that quickly. You know, go online, you know, check tech sites and see what kind of problems they're facing, because you know, those are the problems you're going to be trying to solve and learning about. And if that's the kind of thing that you want to do, if those are the kind of, you know, obstacles you want to tackle, then the program's great for you. So I always knew I wanted to get a master's in IS, but I looked at a lot of different schools, and they all offer different areas of emphasis, and you know, some of them were a bit vague. The University of Utah was great because it drilled down in two areas that I think are fundamental to information systems. That's IT security and data management. And every IS system is going to need IT security. You have to have your system secure, and you have to, you know, have data management. You take the data and you glean knowledge from that, and it's, you know, it's how a company operates nowadays. So the University of Utah, they offered those two areas, and I thought that was just the best way to go. No other program focused specifically on that. I'm enjoying it a lot. You know, it's great so far. They find a great balance between, you know, theoretical knowledge and hands-on experience, and it's a great balance. You know, I mentioned the IT security and the data management, but they cover it from all angles. You know, you can do e-commerce, you can do web design, you can work with ERP systems, you know, and they just get you from every angle, and it's great. It's a great environment to learn in. Absolutely. You know, you're going to have a lot of fun doing it and fun learning, but you know, students go to college to get a job and to make money, and you're going to get that with the MSIS program, with information systems in general. You know, do job searches online, look for the jobs, and you'll see how high paying they are. You'll see how they're in demand, and you know, look up network administrator, look up database administrator, and see that, and you're going to be set. You're going to find a job, and you're going to make good money from it, well above average for a lot of other programs. So. I prepared in 3 ways. I learned out of the official guide for GMAT review, and a lot of people don't know, but GMAT questions are copyrighted, and so other books only provide questions that are similar to the GMAT questions. This book was written by the creators, and it offers retired test questions that, you know, were actually used on past GMAT tests. The second way was I took a prep course at the University of Utah, and it was great because they worked with that book. So you had a professor, a teacher, showing you how to work through some of the more difficult problems. And then lastly, if you go to the MBA.com website, they give you 2 free tests to work with. And again, they're using real questions that have been retired, and it's structured exactly like the real test. You know, the same home screens, the same time limits. So if you can find a time, you know, a quiet room, and take the test exactly like you would when you do the real thing. And then that way, you know, there's no surprises on test day. Not a whole lot, but I would have started earlier, definitely. You know, you want to get the best out of your application, and if you're rushing towards the very end, it's not going to be a good representation of the candidate that you are. And so just start as early as possible, you know, get your recommendations, get everything in order, and especially for the GMAT. You know, you just never know how you're going to do on test day, and you don't want to be taking the test right at the deadline, and then, you know, you don't do a good score. You don't get a good score, you know, and so it's crucial that you just leave yourself a lot of time, just prepare early, and, you know, there's just no stress. As a career field, I haven't entirely decided on what I want to go into. You know, I'm thinking definitely something with IT security. I mentioned earlier, just so many systems rely on IT security, and every company needs it. And as information systems grow, which they do every year, they need that specific, you know, security. And it's great because you can find jobs anywhere that way. So if you could go to Silicon Valley in California and you could work for Apple or Google or any of those big companies, and it's great because they're going to need IT security. And, you know, it'd be great to work for one of them. And, you know, just overall, it just great career paths all the way around.